Welcome to the video demonstration of the PESCaDo systems prototype after the second year of the project. In this video we want to show you the end-user interface as well as the system's backend, which consists of multiple services. The end-user interface is separated into three parts. In the middle you can see a standard Google map. On the left-hand side we have information that should always be visible to the user independently of the current location of the map. For instance, we have a manual here that describes the meaning of the buttons in the interface and the order in which you should go through them to run a query. Below that we have a query overview, which shows all the information that will be sent to the server once you click Start Query. And above that all we have a helper that where you can enter a name of a city like Helsinki, and it takes you directly to the location of the city. Okay, on the top part of the interface we have a toolbar with buttons. On the right hand side we have buttons to change the language of the user interface, a button to change the display style of the map, and buttons to launch dialogues in order to input your information to the system for which you want to have decision support. So the first button here is the personalization button, where you can personalize your inquiry according to a user profile. Right now we have only 3 predefined profiles available, but in later stages you should be able to state your preferred language, your health issues that you have and want to have respected during the execution of your query and stuff like that. For instance, if we now select Arnold Admin and click OK, Arnold Admin has a preferred language of Finnish, so the web page will reload and change all the information to Finnish. So we have Finnish labels, Finnish manual, Finnish buttons. But as I can't speak Finnish, we will change back to Fiona. Fiona is our demonstration user. It's just a regular person, middle-aged, with no specific health issues registered in her profile. The second button is to select your information need. For instance, you want to have a warning if certain conditions could affect your health negatively. So we state here, warning request, will there be any health issues? The next part is health issues in what respect. So if you maybe go lying in the sunbathing, you should have an eye out for UV radiation, and if you do outdoor sports, you should be more concerned about ozone concentration, for example. So the system needs to know what are you going to do. So here we select doing some physical outdoor activity. Now the server is requested for the known activities, and we select, for instance, hiking. So now the system knows, okay, UV radiation might be not so important, but ozone concentrations could be important. So after the system knows that, the user or you have to tell the system where it should look for data. You can do that by drawing a closed loop on the map using this tool. For instance, we mark the region around Espoo. And you need to state a time on when you are going to undertake that activity. For instance, end of December. Okay, and after that, you have provided all the information that is needed and can start the query. The PESCaDo system's backend consists of multiple specialized services that you can see here running on my local machine. The system infers the needed data and requests it from the repository of environmental data providers. Then the data and your requests are combined in a knowledge base that automatically draws conclusions and generates warnings. This information is very broad and its amount is huge, so we select only that part that we think is useful for you. The selected part is then translated into natural language and sent back to the user. When the result is returned to the user, it is displayed in a little bubble next to the selected area. Reading the text, you can see the air quality will be fair with an average fine particle concentration. So the text tells you there will not be any health issue for your hiking experience. The data that was used to create this text can also be directly seen in the user interface in this little line chart at the bottom of the selected area. This line chart depicts multiple pollutants, but it does not show the actual values. Instead, it shows a normalized value. So we have three bands here in this line chart. We have at the bottom, we have good concentration values. In the middle, we have fair concentration values. And in the top, we have high or even exceeded values of pollutants. Which pollutants are displayed, you can see on the right hand side in this legend, where you can also see what the bands, the red, yellow and green band mean in real concentrations. So if you are interested in the actual concentration, you can use this time slider above here, and the display of actual values on the right top side will be updated. So we here see the concentrations over time in an hourly fashion. To show you another scenario of the PESCaDo system, I changed the user profile to Arnold Admin, who has a different access rights than Fiona Fit and can run different queries. For instance, here we can check for air quality limit exceedances in the Helsinki area. For this information need, we should not provide an activity because it is independent of any activity, and if we try to do so, the system does not allow it. Because I already provided the system with area and time of the request, we can just start the query. Here the result looks similar, but is a little bit different because we have different environmental aspects available, like meteorological information and a different pollutant than earlier. And also because we have wind direction and speed, for instance, available, we can show this wind direction as a transported little particles traveling over the map. And if we go to a different point in time here, then these particles are transported into a different direction. Okay, that is all for now. Thank you for watching this video. More information about the PESCaDo project can be found on pescado-project.eu.